This week I'm talking to the entrepreneur, and let's focus on how fear and doubt are costing you the success of your business. I am Sue, your personal transformation coach. So we often talk about fear and doubt, but have we really ever sat down and realized or identified what that fear or doubt is? And I'm not talking about naming it as such, because everybody runs a fear of failure. Everybody has similar fears. We just package it differently. But when do we know that we are in fear? When are we in doubt? And what I often find is that the imposter syndrome also kicks in. So when we are fear, there's a fear of failure. There's a fear that I might have to shut the doors. There's a fear that I will not deliver what I promised to deliver. There's a fear that I will not be able to provide for my family. It is an emotion that kicks in and runs the entire show about the world out there. Doubt is a far more personal thing. Doubt is this thing that says, I'm not good enough, I cannot do it. It brings it right back to me because I'm doubting myself. I'm doubting that I can show up for myself in this world that is in turmoil, where I'm told that everything is so bad or whatever. And I'm doubting in the ability of who and what I am and what I bring to this table and what I can play and how I can play my role in society. And then there is that imposter syndrome. And it's that place where we go into fear and doubt that anytime now somebody's going to find out that I'm a fake. So I'm fearing what the outside world is, how the outside world is going to perceive me. And at the same time, I'm doubting my ability to do that which I choose to specialize in, to choose that speciality that excites me, that drives me every morning to get up and be excited to come into my business, because it is that excitement that put me on this path of my entrepreneurship, that got me to stand up and say, I can do this. But there comes a point for most people where we feel that at some point, who am I to say that I have got all this knowledge or that I can do this? Now, when you remember back when you just set off on this path of your entrepreneurship, you knew that there were certain things you didn't have, be it financial, be it a skill, be it a venue, an office, or something like that. And you knew you had to go out and gain that. You knew you had to go and find it. You knew you might have to search for financial assistance or something like that. And we were prepared to do it because we knew what we wanted at the end of the day, and whatever we had to pass through to get to that point of what our desire is. We knew we had to do that, and we were willing to do it. We were finding solutions to those problems that were showing up for us. Yet now we're buying more into the doubt and the fear, and we're no longer willing to look for the solutions, that excitement that carried us forward in the past. What we have also done, perhaps, is that we have gained momentum in our business. Everything is running smoothly, and we have a little bit forgotten about our budget. We have a little bit forgotten about our goals. We've forgotten where we're going, that there's constantly growth, because that is how life works. There's this constant pulse we live in, where we grow and then we flow, and then we grow and we flow, and we grow and we flow, because it has to be like that. The problem is that in the flow, we forget what the growth was that we've just come through. And we settle down so easily and so joyfully that we forget that there is a growth, or there will be a growth in the future again. And it is going to knock us around a little bit. And especially when you have a budget, stick to your budget. If that budget allows you to have more, well, put some money away so that you can have that fund to fall onto, because the difficult times will come at some stage. Not because you're not good enough, exactly because you need to grow again so that you can become even better at what you are doing, better at the person you are. There was a time in your life where you believed, I can. You can. You absolutely can. It is only when you take away your focus that you forget that you can. Bring your focus back to the I can. Why am I here? What do I want to live out in my life? Come back to yourself, and then you can move forward from there. Times will get tough. Not because of anything anybody out there says to you, if you do not buy into their fears. But it will get tough because you will resist your growth. And you are the kingpin of your entire business. You are the kingpin of your entire future. And you need to grow constantly so that you can have the ultimate experience of what you want to achieve, that you can have that. The tough times come because we resist the growth. So I'm inviting you to return to you again. Let go of that doubt and that fear. It's only a process of growth that you're going through. And know where you are going, what you want, what your desires are. And bring that focus right back to you. And then from there, move forward. I wish you well as you go through this discovery. It is tough, I know. Let go of those limiting beliefs. They are only stories you are telling yourself. Be kind in this process, and we will chat soon.